I mean, I was excited for this to host again because last time I was shaking like a leaf from like nerves, but now I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I got this shit.
Just shaking like a leaf because of the pre-workout.
Yeah, from caffeine and all that. So
I'm not nervous. I'm just fucking crazy.
yeah.
It's disgusting.
What's up, guys? This is Anthony Nash, and this is Put the Mic Up Aaron's Butt Trick. I'm going to be recording a podcast with the mic up Aaron's butt.
Aaron's all skinny now, but
jackass?
he remembers when he wasn't in shape, and every 10 seconds it was blah on the mic.
Oh,
What do you mean?
He was a,
From all
he was a
that
gas
dark soda
bubble.
you were churning and
Dude, I love
marinating
soda
in.
so much. That's probably been the hardest thing to give up.
Soda blows.
Oh, a nice crisp Dr. Pepper. Are you kidding me? The zero just doesn't even hit. Like, it's fine, but it's just like
doesn't have that salty flavor.
doesn't have
That
like.
makes you
the
really
terrible
thirsty.
thing for you.
Oh man,
Feel your teeth
a nice Coca-Cola.
disintegrating.
Well, they say the zero is actually worse than the actual soda
But that's like chemical-wise, like body function.
because nobody sees the inside; they only see the outside.
I don't care if I'm falling apart from the inside out. I just care about not the sugar. But I tell you what, Coke Zero sugar is fuck. That's good
I'll
stuff.
tell you what, man. That Coke
I'll tell
Zero.
you
Coke
what.
Zero, wow, what a ball!
Coca-Cola is, to me, the best soda, but Coke Zero is awful.
I love Coke Zero. That's the only like non-regular soda I can drink.
I mean, all soda kind of stinks.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hate,
not a big
I
soda
hate
guy.
soda
Not a
so
big
much.
soda.
I feel like people who say that though
I'm
are
not a big
like,
soda guy.
I don't know, they're kind of full of themselves. Like, oh, I don't drink soda.
Yeah, no, there's definitely an arrogance there. It's similar to being a vegan.
It's like, but now I don't drink soda, but I can still recognize that it's the best thing on earth.
No, soda is terrible, and I'll be arrogant all I want about
It's
it.
like I was watching The Other Guys. By the way, I think Netflix cut out like I don't know why they cut the Jeter scene out at the end, but that's a different story. But like when the guy's he's on the roof and he's about to jump and Will Ferrell's talking to him. He's like, think about all the good things in life, like a nice soda pop. It's like that would be
Again,
like,
it's soda pop.
I would be like, oh shit, I do love soda. I'm not gonna jump anymore.
Oh, I would
That's how much
nosedive off that building if I could.
for a soda pop.
No, like any other day except for today because I'm in a great mood.
Oh wow.
But other than that,
That's
just
depressing. It is. The good weather really does change your mood today.
Yeah, that might
today
be it.
I feel better than like I'm like, oh, it's a nice day. Went for a walk this morning. Went for the gym. Got a nice iced green tea. Green tea season in full effect until tomorrow or the next day when it's going to be 30 and snowing again. But enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah, I looked at my weather app, put me right in a great mood. Didn't go outside. Still stayed in, but
But like if
I
you
was happy
wanted
for
to,
everyone else.
if you wanted to go outside,
If I needed that vitamin D, I don't necessarily need it.
I think you do.
seasonal depression is one of the
Oh.
realest things going.
No, I do need it. I don't want it.
You're just rejecting it?
Yes,
Well, something that you can't reject is another bowl of nerd soup here.
that's a good intro.
Grab your motherfucking spoons. I am your host for today, Anthony J.Q. Nash. To the left of me, I have the nerd soup monkey. Aaron, what is up?
Nothing much.
How
man.
you feeling?
Good.
Good?
Yeah,
Got your ice, your green tea over there? You looking good?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
It's good
As you
stuff.
said in the cold open. And to the right, usually your host, but, you know, he's going to just coast today.
I'm
We
in the
have-
guest chair.
Yeah. How's it feel to be over there?
I like it. I think I'm a good color commentator.
And that's Bo, if anybody, you guys already know. You
Yeah,
know
they
the show.
Bo. They know Bo.
Before we get into the many topics that we have, I would like to just plug in all the listening platforms that we have. I mean, you're listening to us, so you probably figured it out, but let's just give them other suggestions.
Right, yeah.
We got Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Buzzsprout. And then we also have that, again, I explained last time, the link tree that has all the links.
You still haven't figured that out?
No, still haven't
Okay.
figured that out.
Yeah, no, it's just
We'll
like
take like 4 podcasts to figure
It's
that out.
an app where you put all your links. It's cool. It's got a nice little interface.
All right, so if you haven't figured out the other listening
You
platforms,
got to put that in your bio. Actually, you still have the YouTube link.
okay, I can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you need
Sure,
to do
I'll
that.
do that like mid Oscar talk because I'll be out of it. So,
Once we get to best animated short, that's go make
I'll
the
be
change.
checked out. But Twitter handles for everybody. I am Anthony J.Q. Nash. We have Nerd Soup Monkey for Aaron. We have Teddy Nerd Soup. Fuck you, Teddy. We have Bo Soup. Girl Soup NS. I didn't know that was
Proper
Nerd
Girl
Soup.
NS.
Or,
Girl.
Oh, what'd I say?
Girl Soup NS.
Oh, okay. So I'm messing everything up.
Well, this is great because you insist that you have to plug everyone, so I'm glad that you keep fucking it up. Because
yeah, you know what? This is the last time. This is the last
you're
time.
stepping on my rules
Yes.
here because you want me to plug you.
Yeah, well, I guess
Don't try to incept me.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Well, I'm the host here, right? So you relax. And obviously follow us, NerdSoup,
I like that.
Instagram, all of that.
Take
so,
charge. I like
First
a man who
off,
takes
we're going to
charge.
start off with the first topic, the first ladle of soup that we have here. The first topic, I should say, I'll get into is the Oscars. They just came out with the nominees the Oscars will be later on in March. I don't know the particular date, but
I think it's March 27th.
Okay, March 27th.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either,
Well,
actually.
it gives you guys
Just as a
chance
day,
to
like March 26th might have been better, or 28th, 27th.
Yeah, it's got in 27's got a bad ring to it, but
Just got to do it on a Sunday, but
since you guys are the experts at all of this, I mean, talk to me here a little bit. Who do you think is going to win these awards? Any nominees that got robbed? Any nominees that don't belong there? Favorite, give me the favorites. Give me all that good stuff.
Big picture, I would say the big surprise was Drive My Car. Obviously, it was a movie that me and Aaron saw at TIFF. It's been building momentum the last few months, and it's been a big surprise. Everyone keeps remarking about the change of the landscape of the Academy Awards, how movies from other countries are now being recognized. Power of the Dog obviously led all movies with 12 nominations, and I think
that movie was that good, or?
I loved it, yeah. Typical Oscar movie. Aaron didn't like it.
I liked it. I just didn't. It wasn't one of my favorites, but
It was no Don't Look Up, right?
oh man, what a picture that was. I liked Don't Look Up, but some of the movies it got nominated over, especially in a year where I think this is only the second time that they've used all 10 slots. And
I counted it
used
3 times. I couldn't believe it.
What?
That there were 10 movies.
Right. I think 2011 they might have done it too. I saw, but like
Yeah, I think Toy Story 3.
to use all 10 slots and be like, I don't even know what Worst Person in the World was on the short list or whatever, but like that's a movie clearly that should have been over. Tick, Tick, Boom. I fucking love that movie. That kind of, I would have put it over Don't Look Up. There are definitely a number of movies there. And like, you got to imagine that like Netflix's backing doesn't hurt, especially with all the money and promotion being thrown around there. But yeah, that was shocking. And I like the movie. And I like Adam McKay, but whew. But yeah, like you said, Drive My Car getting Best Picture, Best Director, Best International Feature. I think that was definitely a
And
surprise.
Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah. Oh, there's a book?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's
Learn
a
something new
famous
every day.
author. Murakami, I think his name is.
Right on.
See,
That
now-
was definitely a surprise, but definitely a welcome one. And like you said before, and we talked about like even last week a little bit about like I don't even know if it's an audience, like I don't know how many people are going to seek out this movie or are actually going to see it, but the fact that the Academy is recognizing movies like that are international for the Best Picture, even if they're maybe not as, I don't think it's as popular as Parasite or even Roma for that instance, but like a lot of throughout critic circles and people who've seen it are absolutely in love with it. So for them to recognize that movie and give it the nominations, I think is just a great step forward. It's probably not going to win, but it definitely has a shot for international feature, and you got to assume that it's basically won already, because if it's the only international to get nominated for Best Picture, then that's kind of like just giving it the award right there.
I mean, I could definitely see how there are all 10 in the, I guess, times that we're living in where a participation trophy needs to be given. So I feel like they just want to give people nominations, and I kind of do respect it in the aspect that with everything that was going on with the pandemic, how hard it's been to get production rolling, to get all of that.
That's actually a good point.
So I could see why they give the 10. I would say that my first point would be the typical like reaction, but just to see how, the pandemic and everything. I'm sure that you guys have said this on other podcasts, but what's your favorite, like what gets the blood flowing with the category? What's the favorite category?
Oh, my favorite category is always Best Director.
Yeah, it's probably one to look forward to. And obviously the big one, Denis Villeneuve not getting nominated. But if you look at the list, it's a tough category this year. I mean, Brana probably would be the one I would take out for Villeneuve, but I don't hate it. I liked Belfast, and I don't think I'm not appalled that he got nominated. But that's the only one that I would really consider taking out. But
how many movies have you seen in the top 10 pictures, or the 10 pictures that have nominated for Best Picture?
This is actually the most I've seen, I think, since we started doing this.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen.
I think the only category I didn't see a movie for was Penelope Cruz Parallel Mothers.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
We could have
This
snuck
year
into
I've
that
kind of-
yesterday.
I know we could have after we saw Jackass. That would have been a wild double feature. This year I've been slacking. I haven't really seen as many as I usually do in previous years. I don't know if that's just the pandemic or just me not having any motivation to leave my house.
Or
But,
the weight loss.
how does that correlate?
You're trying to
Yeah,
avoid.
you're too good for movies.
Yeah, no, you're trying to avoid all the popcorn and slushies.
I did it
And you know
yesterday.
that. Yeah, you still had a soda.
Diet.
We just said it's bad
Fucking
for your
disgusting.
Did you guys hear that Pusha T song, Diet Coke?
No.
No.
It's pretty hard.
Is it about like cocaine?
Yeah, no, it's about cocaine.
So it's
Is
better
there
for you?
diet cocaine?
I think that would be crack.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I think crack is like new Coke.
Oh, like the Coke, like
Yeah.
caffeine, like the super
Yeah, that
caffeinated.
actually
Coke
might be
tried
true,
to do new
yeah.
Coke, but it didn't work out too well. I feel like Diet Coke is like maybe less cut, no fentanyl. It's actually better for you then. Anyway,
It's good stuff. That's good stuff.
but my favorite out of the best pictures is definitely Drive My Car.
Now, I'm seeing here, this is something that I'm always interested in, is the actor in the supporting role. You know, the guy that's, you know, he's in the back seat, like Bo with me hosting today, you know? And he's in the back seat, but he's probably the best one on the podcast, you know? So,
Are you calling me the Troy Kutzer?
I was thinking
Kotzer?
Cody Smith McPhee.
now,
I think I have some Cody Smith McPhee in me.
so since
No,
you...
I'm more of a J.K. Simmons. Come
Yeah.
on.
I mean, I would say that I'm Omni-Man.
You're like, wait a minute.
Time out. I gave you one compliment. Now, out of
it
this, who
ran.
do you think is going to win this? This is just out of my pure, you know.
Well, this is
Selfish.
one people were frustrated with because all the nominations for being the Ricardos to me don't belong. Nicole Kidman got Best Actress. Javier Bardem got Best Actor. J.K. Simmons for Actor in a Supporting Role. No way did I think he deserved this. I don't know who I would replace him with. I saw some good suggestions on Twitter, obviously, when the nominations were released, but I can't really remember them. But who should be the favorite? I think that Jesse Plemons is going to be the one who pulls this out. But I also think, I hope I'm saying this right, Troy Kotzer, who for Coda,
Yeah.
was probably my favorite out of these five. And Kieran Hines in Belfast was also very good. Mance Raider for all our Game of Thrones listeners. But I think Plemons could pull this one out. Obviously, I'm not dropping any predictions just yet, but
I
my
love
gut's
Plemons.
telling me he may be the favorite.
Oh, you're waiting until more of game time?
It changes, man. It's seriously, the odds change, the Vegas odds change, what critics are feeling and thinking. So obviously, they're never always right. I think there was one year where it was like critics basically nailed where all the favorites won, but that normally doesn't happen.
Right.
There's always an
a few
upset.
surprises in there.
Yeah, there's always surprises. So, but with supporting role, the acting roles are the ones. The supporting role, that's the one that can get a little, you know, where it's hard to predict.
Kirsten Dunst was in The Power of the Dog.
I hope they both. That'd be fucking sweet if
She's pretty
her
hot.
and
They're
Jesse
actually married.
Plemons
Her and Jesse
both get
Plemons.
it.
In real life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
real life.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's another one that's gonna piss Nash off. Like the dude who wrote Midnight Mass.
Yeah. How the hell does that happen?
Jesse Plemons is. You don't like Jesse Plemons?
Wow, good for him. Good for fucking him. He's an
actor. He's got that acting
Yeah, he's a
charisma.
great actor.
He's the new Philip Seymour Hoffman. Chicks dig that.
They do.
Yeah, imagine at the
pulling
bar,
ass?
hey, they're calling me the new Philip Seymour Hoffman. on
Who's
the
that?
street. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet if they both get it. I mean, Jesse Buckley in The Lost Daughter. I think like I didn't particularly love that movie too much, but like her and Olivia Colman are both like
Yeah,
gaining
same
some
character. Look
momentum
at that.
here. And did you see the trailer for Men?
No, I
Can't
didn't.
wait for that new Alex Garland movie. But yeah, I mean, she
What a
was
team up.
fantastic in that, and I think her and Jesse Plemons are both great in what's the movie called? I'm blanking.
I'm thinking
Oh,
of
I'm
anything.
thinking-
Yeah, I think of
anything.
anything. Yeah.
She kind of pisses me off in that movie for the fact that if you watch her, she just talks out of her side lip the whole time. Like she looks. I get that's the character she's playing, or is it? I feel like that's how she was in another show too when she was doing that. Is that just her?
That might be a quirk of hers, yeah. Some people talk out of the side of their mouth. Not
Leo does.
Does he?
If you know, yeah.
Okay.
The side of them. I hate that.
Well,
Use your whole motherfucking mouth. You have it for a reason.
Leo does this a lot.
squints. That's what he's thinking.
And if anybody could visual Leonardo DiCaprio squinting, that's how Bo
That's
is.
what I'm doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is picture perfect.
Yeah. She was great in that movie, though.
Yeah, she was. She's a
Just pissed me
fantastic actor. And Olivia Colman, I think she's been gaining steam too. Kristen Stewart, man, what's going on with that?
I don't know.
It's upsetting me. I want her to win so bad, and hopefully she gains momentum. We've seen kind of these last second swings, but her stock was super high. Then it kind of dwindled out a little. But I mean,
Well, she didn't get any of the traditional nominations
Right.
that normally lead to an Oscar.
it looks like maybe Nicole Kidman. I don't know.
That's another one to me. And people had some suggestions. Well, I thought the actress in Belfast should have been nominated for actress in a supporting role over Judi Dench. Judi
Right.
Dench, legend. Obviously, she's had such a great career, but sometimes it feels like they're just checking off a box. But then you look at someone like Kieran Hines, who hasn't been as recognized as Judi Dench throughout his career. So that's a good nomination to see. But going to actress, I mean, Nicole Kidman, I don't know who I would put there to replace her, but thank God Kristen Stewart got in, because I would have lost my mind if Nicole Kidman playing Lucille Ball. Another fine actor, but that movie is not an Oscar movie whatsoever. And the Academy Award, they have this tendency where if it's a movie about show business, or if it's a movie about Hollywood, or if it's a movie about liberals like Don't Look Up, they nominate it because it's like they're patting themselves on the back. Like when Spotlight won Best Picture, or what was the other one that was based in Hollywood? I can't remember. But so
La La Land?
that shit happens. Oh yeah, La La Land didn't even win. They tried.
They definitely tried. Yeah, but at least Sorkin didn't get a screenplay. I figure,
Yeah, I guess at the very least Sorkin didn't get a screenplay.
I feel like that's just as automatic gets. It's like, oh, he wrote something,
Right.
so it's like, let's give him.
But that's also odd, because all these actors are being nominated, but his screenplays, I don't know. It's
You know what I liked for him?
funny little award ceremony.
The Newsroom. Remember we used to watch that all the
I
time?
used to love the season 1 of the Newsroom.
Yeah, that was a great
I
season.
love Jeff Daniels in
Yeah.
that. Olivia Munn.
But I think surprise.
What a rookie year.
Besides directing, I think cinematography is another one I've noticed, or kind of look forward to more and more over recent years. And if we're looking at the avenue for Dune, probably the most popular movie to come out this that's nominated this year. I think cinematography is where you go. Maybe visual effects. It got visual effects, right? It had to have.
Yeah.
So if you are betting men, who's winning the Best Picture? Tell me an early prediction. I know that you said you didn't want to, but your
I
gut
think
feeling
the
right now.
easy answer is The Power of the Dog, because it just feels like
Belfast feels like a Best Picture too.
I actually want Belfast to win, because I would love to see The Meltdown, because film Twitter hates that movie. A movie that I liked.
That
A movie
pleasant.
that was close to my top 10.
Really?
It
think
was
it
definitely in my top 20.
I think it felt just outside or around there, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
But I think The Power of the Dog, man, or Belfast, yeah, those two.
Dune, no, if Denis Villeneuve was nominated, maybe, because even with the Lord of the Rings, you always had Peter Jackson was nominated all 3 movies, right?
I want to say he was, and then he won for the third one.
Yeah,
I think they were all nominated for Best Picture as well.
and that's always tough.
I want to say.
I don't know, but I think those two, Power of the Dog, which, I get the appeal. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it at all, but I can see why people liked it, and I don't know. I don't see it as Best Picture for me, but
I think that there could be a Drive My Car upset, just because it would be the cool thing to do, and I think it deserves it. Obviously, it was my favorite movie of the year, but it looks like the voters are Parasite. To me, I don't know if all those voters truly felt that way about Parasite, but it felt like the momentum just kind of overwhelmed them into
I don't think
voting
Drive
for
My
it.
Car, unless something
No, it
happens
doesn't.
in these next month and a half where it just hits theaters and people are going to the theater to see it, I don't really see it having that momentum, which is stupid to who cares how many people see it or how much momentum it has? If it's the best picture, it's the best fucking picture, but that never
It's always so
rarely is the
subjective
case.
anyway, so...
Well, it actually was my second favorite movie of the year. I think my highest rated was, Flea, which got documentary feature, animated feature.
A lot of people wanted Flea to get a Best Picture nomination.
I don't know how Don't
would've-
Look Up is here. I don't
would've
understand that.
Easily replace Don't Look Up with Flea.
I wasn't
Or The French Dispatch.
got nothing.
Yeah, which is very. I mean, at least the cinematography through it. No.
Wes Anderson's also another one where he writes a script and he gets nominated. That's usually where he gets his most wins.
But like
or any of his wins.
Like Flea, I'm not. The reason why I'm like, oh, Flea should be there instead of Don't Look Up, because I kind of figured that, especially being an animated documentary, you barely get animated movies in. When's the last time you got a fucking documentary in? So that's kind of expected. But
well, I think Flea came out at the wrong time. Now that it's hitting streaming services, I think it's on Hulu now. So people who haven't seen Flea, I'd highly recommend going to check that out.
Oh, for
but
sure.
Maybe if that hit Netflix in August or September and had more hype building towards it, it would have broken through.
I think it wins documentary, but I feel
Encanto
is going to win like animated.
Yeah, animated is
well,
also
getting that EGOT.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm sure that we're going to get back to the subject later on. In other podcasts. So I guess that we could just move on to the next subject here, unless anybody has another statement and say.
Yeah, I just wanted to make one point about the Villeneuve snub.
Because I know this is a big topic, so I didn't want to just skip over it too fast.
No, that's actually fine.
Okay.
No, we don't talk about Bruno not being... They didn't even put that up for it. It's like the most popular song from that movie now.
Well, animated feature, I mean, Encanto, The Mitchells versus the Machines, man, I think that could also be an upset because people fucking love that movie. But I just wanted one last point on Villeneuve snubs. I can't get over the
Go ahead.
movie being nominated for every technical award. Everything that goes into making a movie, and then it's like, who oversaw all this? You know, who's the person in charge of all of this? I guess it's just no one. I guess John Cena directed it, and it's funny because I wouldn't put Villeneuve as one of my top 5 best directors of the year. Obviously, my opinion doesn't matter. I came into this assuming he was going to get it because of all the momentum, so I was ready to root for him because he's one of my all-time favorite filmmakers. So I was definitely shocked, and I can't say that there's anyone that I would necessarily take out because I think the 5 that they have there are all directed movies that I ranked higher in the year 2021. But still, for the Academy to do this again to a director, it's the same thing they did to Affleck with Argo.
Well, there's so
Who
many.
do you think did this?
There's so many inconsistencies when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's infuriating. It's like a pat on the back award almost.
Yeah. You
can sit at the table, but we don't really respect the guy who put it all together.
You know what would really be interesting? Like I said before, if international feature, if like the worst person in the world wins, like then what makes sense? Even though you can argue, like, they're both fantastic movies, both in my top 5. Like, if that wins over Drive My Car, I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not?
I know, right?
But,
right.
like, how does that make...
Yeah, Drive My Car now has to win Best International Feature.
It really has to, or you're basically telling us... And that's another thing. It's like, yeah, we're getting more international features and Best Pictures recently, but they're like, all right, we'll give you 1 and that's it. It's like, God forbid you do 2. And especially on a year, you do 10 movies.
I thought the worst person in the world was going to get the Best Picture nom. I thought it was going to get it. And that's another, an egregious nomination for Don't Look Up over the worst person in the world. But, people are going to make the argument that international feature film is a stronger category than Best Picture. I haven't seen Lunana, but the other 4...
Let me see.
3 of them were in my top 10 of the year. The Hand of God, Flea, Drive My Car. The worst person in the world was just outside of my top 10, so...
Right, and even Flea,
Flea could win that award, right?
Yeah, but it's like...
and then it's good. Well, maybe Drive My Car wins Best Picture.
But, Flea wins documentary and international, but it's like, well, we don't want to put a documentary in Best Picture. It's like, it seems like I don't know if that's a thought process, but it feels like they pick and choose, what they want and where.
Yeah, it's ever gonna... I guess we should be thankful that they're recognizing more international movies, but it's always going to be messy. They're always going to be, for lack of a better phrase, plot holes.
Because it seems like,
logic here.
Especially with Flea, it's like, all right, it's animated. All right, we'll do animated picture because that's not like something we hold in high esteem as Best Picture. But we can't put a documentary in Best Picture.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just making it up as they go.
Yeah, well, let's see. I'm very excited for production design.
Oh yeah, that's tickling your fancy?
I think we're good to go ahead to the next subject.
All right, so we'll move on to the next subject because, like I said before, I'm sure we're going to come back to this because the Oscars is later on in March. So the next topic that we have is the trailer has just dropped for Jurassic World Dominion, bringing back...
You skipped a topic.
You did.
Doing Super Bowl preview.
Oh, I thought we were going to do that last. That's kind of like the way we trend.
Yeah, we'll do that
we kind of do the movies, and then we kind of trend into...
I was excited for you, but...
Oh, no.
Well, this is another Nash topic.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? besides the Oscars, this is a Nash podcast. So so the trailer just dropped for the Jurassic World Dominion, bringing back the big three, Sammy Boy, Dern, and the guy that does houses.com.
Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, he does all the commercials.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Real quick, Hans Zimmer's winning, right? Best score.
I hope not.
I mean, looking at the nominees, like, I didn't see Parallel Mothers, but everything else, pretty unrememberable. Dune, at least I remember the...
The what?
I don't even know if he's ever won before, but yeah, I guess he's got to be the favorite just for being in there.
Name brands.
Benny the Butcher isn't... he doesn't have any scores?
He's for Dune Part 2.
Oh, okay. That'd be fucking heat. But yeah, so this trailer just dropped. And
Spray 80 like Paul Atreides. Go ahead.
Ooh. I just want to get your reactions on it, guys. I mean, I know I'm excited for it, even though the first one kind of sucked.
This made me physically nauseous.
Well, the first one, and then I didn't even watch the second one because it sucked.
Physically ill watching this trailer. I don't know what made me sicker, the finale for Book of Boba Fett or this. Granted, this was only under 3 minutes, so I got in and out. Book of Boba Fett, I had to pause 3 times just to collect myself, just to gather my thoughts of...
I hear it's awful. What happens?
It's just so poorly, cheaply made. Oh, it's so anticlimactic. Why? Should have just went straight for Mandalorian Season 3. Everything they built up at the end of Mandalorian Season 2, out the window. But spoilers, I guess. So let's just go on to Jurassic World.
Well,
the magic in this franchise was gone when they made a second one. Spielberg, I'm pretty sure he came back for that second one, and it was awful. The third one's awful. The Jurassic World with Chris Pratt that came out a few years back, terrible. The sequel to that, an abomination. So what am I supposed to expect for this one? It's a franchise that hasn't been good since the first one.
I think the appeal...
It's not going to be scary. It's not going to be funny. It's not going to have any of the charm, the humor, or the wit of the first one because the premise just wears off.
No,
it's not a
like you said
new
about,
animals.
Like the first one is very much like, that has that Jaws element to it.
Yes.
And that none of the others been able to recapture. I did like the first Jurassic, liked. I don't love it, but I was entertained by the first Jurassic World. Second one is
You'd sit down and watch that movie again?
No, not at all. But I was like, okay, this is fine. Second one's fucking. It was like it's a dog shit movie. It's just not
a dino shit movie.
It's like
perhaps.
To the point where there's nothing appealing to it. I would never want to watch it again. Maybe I will to prepare for this, but I don't really care about this movie too much. I think the appeal with this one for me is just all right, the first time the dinosaurs are in the real world. Cool, that's fine. Let's see what they can do with it.
They're in school.
Yeah.
They're actually learning something, the dinos?
Oh, what would make this movie fucking truly awful? If they make it a metaphor for the pandemic. The dinosaurs. How much would that suck?
But it's
the first movie was just okay. Obviously, there's a theme of going too far, pushing things too far, experimenting with the power that you don't fully understand, and then having to reap the consequences of that. But it's a simple movie. The magic of the first Jurassic Park was the effects of the dinosaurs, and obviously Spielberg's directing. Aaron's got to pee, so
no, I think I gotta throw up.
What?
Yeah, hurry up then. Go to my toilet.
Throw up?
Yeah.
Jurassic World, man. It made me physically ill watching it. Now he's gonna fucking puke after talking about it.
Wow. Okay, so I've never seen anybody physically get sick from a movie here. Not even a movie, a trailer itself, I guess.
I hate to be this hard on the movie, and I apologize for Aaron's antics as well, but yeah, that's the type of feelings that this movie invokes.
Well,
okay, so they bring it back the original 3.
Yeah, I like that it could capture some of the magic because nothing is original anymore anyway. So who gives a shit? Bring them back. Let the dinosaurs. They actually got it right too. I was watching the trailer in front of them, and I said, "Where's the feathers on the raptors?" They never really. They got to know. They got to know their history here, and I'm a big dino guy. Okay, love the dinosaurs. So I saw that. I was very excited. But the thing that I see already is Chris Pratt's doing the hand thing again with the dinosaur,
right,
trying to calm him down. Imagine trying to do that to a real fucking dinosaur.
No, when people pee in movies, I'm always I'm glad they did that because that would be me. If I ever had an encounter obviously an encounter like this, I'd shit and piss myself.
Yeah.
But Chris Pratt what happened?
Did you throw up?
No, I was just thinking about like the end of that movie where the girl was like, "I'm a clone too, so I have to free the dinosaurs," and it just made me physically ill.
Oh
No,
yeah, that was the theme there.
I don't know what happened. I just got like really like
Clones. Lightheaded?
yeah.
You need to get some oxygen, man.
I'm breathing. Whew. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Are you having a panic attack?
I'm getting a contact
I
high.
think so. Well, I'm always like low
I can
level
give you some of
panic.
my
I
antidepressants.
always have like a low baseline panic attack that just goes 24/7.
Okay.
But like I kind of got used to that. No, I think maybe just too much caffeine today. Just
Pussy.
Laura Dern, love her. One of my all-time favorites. Fun to see her back in the blockbuster. Fun to see her getting the bag. Sam Neill, once again, I love that guy. Jeff Goldblum speaks for himself, but even bringing these three back, it does nothing for me. They were great in the original movie. Obviously, Goldblum came back for 2, and he came back for the last one. Didn't really do anything. Sam Neill came back for 3. Laura Dern is briefly in 3. But, well, I mean, they're not like superheroes. It's not like Han Solo and Chewbacca coming back. It's like Dr. Alan Grant. Like, you were just some asshole who got caught in the park.
That was like the most
anything.
eye-rolling thing of the trailers. They made that like Han's back. Chewie, we're home.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you go with the experience, man. They dealt with the dinos. You don't just throw somebody new into the fire, you know? You go with the old savvy.
But there's so many, what are they, paleontologists, right?
And it's like you're using Chris Pratt, like...
Meanwhile, that's like a plant person.
Yeah.
It's like Chris...
We need the world's leading plant pathologist.
Right. And like Chris Pratt, I think
he's another one. Like this is the third. Like who is he? He's just a cool guy on a motorcycle.
But yeah, he's like super serious in this one. Like he's like when they have like, and it's Chris Pratt. Like they have him super serious riding a horse surrounded by dinosaurs, and I'm just like, well, why?
Is the horse more dominant than dinosaurs? That the dinos are following the horses?
And the way like he like they try to make him seem like he has superpowers even though he doesn't, but like the way he is able to control the dinosaurs and connect with them. It's like you're making something that you shouldn't be making. You're trying to, I don't know.
You know, like the Long Island
Medium?
Medium?
They're treating them like they're superheroes.
It's like Fast and the Furious, but like Fast and the Furious is super self-aware. They think like, oh fuck, we did something again.
But it's dinosaurs. You guys aren't excited for dinos, no matter what it is.
Go to the Museum of Natural History if you want to see dinos.
They're fucking dead.
Yeah, the bones and stuff.
I don't care. I want to see some live action. One of the best
they got a
movie
brontosaurus
scenes
in that thing. It's fucking makes you think.
One of the best movie scenes I always tell Bo all the time was when King Kong fucking duked it out with the big dinosaurs and broke the fucking jaw open and shit. Whether the dinosaurs, and I apologize if any, PETA members get offended by this, but the dinosaur getting its jaw ripped off was fucking cool. But I love to see dino fights and dinosaurs.
There's nothing that has stood out in that way with these previous Jurassic World movies. And like I said, even going back to Jurassic 2 and Jurassic 3, there hasn't been a moment like... And that's Spielberg. Obviously Spielberg came back for 2 and it wasn't as good, but the scene when the kids are running from the velociraptors in the kitchen, iconic, just because of the way it's directed and because of how terrifying and bone-chilling it is and how epic that movie is. I mean, Kubrick loved that movie. He called Spielberg and he was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen because I've never seen anything like this. I didn't think this was fucking possible in my lifetime. But the movies aren't anything like that first one because it's all CGI now. And we've seen this technology. It's not cutting edge anymore.
Right.
That was part of the appeal of the original.
I think Kubrick would have liked the MCU.
I think he would have been like a Nolan. He wouldn't have been against superhero movies, but he's like, I'm not doing Marvel.
We need to get, what do they call that? Is it a seance?
What, like summon some...
You want to resurrect the ghost?
I want to summon the spirit of Stanley Kubrick to get his take on the MCU. I'm surprised like Screen Rant hasn't done that yet.
We have a movie idea right there.
Because that's something I feel like if this was like a supernatural world, that would happen. Just to get his take for a headline on what Stanley Kubrick would think of superhero movies.
I think he would be more like Nolan, whereas he wouldn't be against superhero movies, but he wouldn't necessarily be interested in what the MCU is doing.
Yeah.
Not his style, auteurist, complete control, goes against everything he believes in.
I mean, I guess this is, I'm just being...
even a guy like James Cameron. James Cameron has no problem with doing big blockbuster action movies, but
directed
he hates
Aquaman.
MCU.
And Entourage.
Maybe we should be living in that world instead.
Well, it's just another case of
people like
just,
the James Wan Aquaman, so...
Just having no original...
Adrian Grenier is the biggest actor in the world. I don't want to live in that world.
Who's our biggest actor in the world right now? It's probably The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Okay, so I think we've talked about...
You were just loving The Rock last week.
No, Nash said that he wasn't sexy.
No, yeah. I said the sex scenes about The Rock. I've been fantasizing about them ever since.
You just want to see The Rock dog somebody out.
Yeah, I just want to see him, get his jiggy on.
It's like Frank Reynolds in Lethal Weapon 5.
Yeah, just dogging it out, Just real quick with this just seems like no one's got original ideas anymore, and whatever makes the money, just bring it back. And look what they're doing. They're bringing the big three back, and why not?
I always hate that. It's like, it goes back to like with the Star Wars discourse and like, original ideas, like it's all gone. Like there are. You just got to seek it out a little, right?
I'm trying not to be the Star Wars fan who hates Star Wars, but goddamn, have they turned me off from...
Gun to your head, would you rather end the Star Wars discourse or the Snyderverse discourse? You can choose one, but the other gets amplified.
Probably the Snyder Cut. I can't stand those motherfuckers because there's something weird going on there. Star Wars is just... It's the two different animals because the Snyder Cut crosses over into, I think, some darker places than the Star Wars fans, though. And that's not to say Star Wars fans can't get dark and mean-spirited. So the Star Wars water itself is just like, you might get called like a fluffy-looking Nerf herder, Like, whoa!
Yeah, Snyder Cut's more like Xbox Live when it first came out.
Yeah, in the
Call
of Duty lobby.
Yeah, the Star Wars is like, I don't care that you broke your elbow. That actually may be more annoying. I'd have to mull that over.
Well, before we get to our next topic, we just want to shout out our sponsor for today's podcast. That sponsor would be Storyblocks.
Storyblocks is making it easier for creators to meet the demands for modern video content so that you can craft your personal vision or business without sacrificing time, budget, or resources. With a membership to Storyblocks, you will have unlimited all access and downloads to over 1 million assets in their Storyblocks library. These assets include 4K footage, After Effects and Premiere Pro templates, music, images, sound effects, and so much more to give you everything you need to bring your vision to life. If you're a creator out there, I know you've had moments where you thought, if only I had a fiery, transparent template to throw in the background of this video, or I need some sort of epic sound effect music to give this more of a cinematic flair. With Storyblocks, you have access to all of those different types of things. That's why I found it to be, it's just like an unlimited well of resources. And the great thing is that all of their assets are royalty free, so you can use them for personal or commercial use without any fear of repercussions or getting your video flagged or taken down. Storyblocks also has multiple plans to choose from depending on your personal budget, so you can visit our link in the description box below and see which Storyblocks plan would be right for you. Like I mentioned, it's just a great asset to have, an asset full of even more assets. So go on, click that link, and see if Storyblocks is something that would be of use to you.
From one popular franchise to another, I guess our next subject will bring up the Lord of the Rings. We're back to that again, and I don't want to botch their names, but the subject that we have,
throw it at him.
The subjects that we have, I'm pointing right to left here. What are the two names that the images that they reveal with the Lord of the Rings here on Screen Rant? And I have it up right here if you want to just take a quick look.
What, the actors or
well, the names right here? That's just the images that they're showing of the Lord of the Rings.
You know these names.
Yeah.
the actors or what?
No, the characters.
The characters that they're showing.
I know Elrond's there. Little
and
throwback.
they gave us Kate Blanchett's Galadriel.
That's her?
Yeah, they have a young, I think she's with...
I just saw the pictures. I didn't know that, like, I saw the Elrond for the young Ned... What's his name again? He played young Ned Stark?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I was like, why does this guy look like a young Ned Stark? And then I looked it up, and it's like, that's the guy who played young Ned Stark.
Now he looks like a young Hugo Weaving.
Right, yeah. Oh, so he's Elrond?
Yeah.
Cool.
I saw that. I didn't know that was Galadriel.
Yeah. Here he is with...
That's going to drive me nuts, because this actor in this picture right here was in a show that I watched. It was like a short series.
I know. He was in Mindhunter.
Was it Mindhunter?
Yeah, he was. He was one of the...
No, he was in something... It was like a British show. It was like... Through Her Eyes or something like that. It was on Netflix. It was actually a very good show.
It was also on Mindhunter.
Add it to the list.
Yeah, it's
I still
very
haven't
good.
seen Mindhunter.
Like I think it was like a quick 7 episodes.
Preposterous, man.
Just get it over with. 1, 2, 3.
Such a good show.
So reactions to the characters' pictures. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't even see them until like you just put it in the group, and I didn't even know these came out.
so
And
this is a live reaction right here.
I just saw the first one of
you want to take a deeper look here?
as Elrond's, and we talked about it last week or last podcast that like, well, you wanted Legolas, and you're like, well, it does make sense because the elves span thousands of years. So I did know there was a chance that we were gonna get like maybe Elrond's and other characters, but like. I feel like I just hope they don't rely too much on it, but it seems like he's going to be like one of the main parts because when he was cast as in this role, it was almost like a leading role, right? So like I think the basis of the show is going to surround people that we've already known and spent time with from the original series, which I guess is not a bad thing at all. But I was kind of I don't know, for some reason I thought it was going to be more separate from what we've gotten.
Okay, yeah, I got the guy right here, Robert Aramayo.
Yes.
Yeah, he was with in the show through her eyes.
I mean,
And
just for the like,
show.
obviously the reported production value, these pictures are proving it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, some of
Fucking-
these, and
that's
even
what-
some of the behind the scenes here, where their characters are on a boat and they're shooting. They've got the cameras hooked up to giant fucking cranes. They've got directors working behind the scenes with some characters who look like they may be CGI'd or something like that to that effect. It's going to cover a lot of the world. Obviously, like Aaron said, it's going to be more connected than maybe people thought. Sauron, the character of Sauron, is being kept under wraps, but he's obviously going to play a big role. He is the main villain, and there's also going to be it's like the Hobbit ancestors, the Harfoots. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be the Hobbit representation. People love the Hobbits in the Lord of the Rings. And they will be played by Megan Richards and Markella Cavanaugh. Undisclosed characters, but apparently they're going to have a big role in the series when they encounter a mysterious lost man. So we're getting that trailer this Sunday. Ooh, that trailer's going to be fucking amazing, man. I love Super Bowl Sunday for the trailers.
Do we have like a set? Like, it's going to be like. Like I said, like I don't know if we really know the history too much of the Lord of the Rings or Middle Earth, but like you would assume, Rivendell would be a setting if you're gonna have Elrond and Galadriel, like or the forest and things of that nature. So yeah, I think there's gonna be some ooh, that's a tough word to say.
Familiarities.
Familiarity.
Mallory. Familiarity.
It's weird, right?
It does. When you really break it down,
Familiarity.
It seems like that shouldn't be that difficult to say.
No. I don't think it ever has been that difficult to say
You know what's
until right now.
a weird one to say? Peculiar.
Peculiar.
Peculiar?
Peculiar.
Peculiar.
that one can,
what is going on
I
right
fucked
now?
it up the first time.
It's easier
yeah.
to sing it, I feel like.
It's easier to say it in Spanish. Peculiar.
Oh, wow. Kristaps Porzingis got traded
Where?
to the Wizards.
You're a wizard,
well,
Chris Stapps.
Luca's gone.
And no deals for the Knicks.
There's definitely going to be some familiar aspects to the show. And I'm interested, like, I guess with, like what you mentioned with Sauron, I wonder, like, how big of a part he's going to play. Because he was very much, he didn't take a back seat. He was over looming everything in kind of like this omnipresent way. I mean, shown by a fucking giant eye, but he wasn't like an actual physical, tangible character.
He wasn't a being. But he used to be.
Listening to the podcast last week, hearing how much they're spending on the production here and reiterating, like you guys were talking about it, I mean, it's got to be good with all that money, right? I mean, to have, and I like the point that Teddy and you, Aaron, were talking about how it's like, or maybe it was you, Bo. I don't remember. All three of you were great, but there was...
Thank you.
There was a
the
point
point?
that you guys were going back and forth that it was basically broken into like 3 movies, and that's kind of the budget, a movie, let's say like 200 million on a movie.
I think it was Ted.
I think it was Teddy, which it pains me a little bit.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
think the budget is, the writing comes first. So I think that they may have taken a look at the script and said, okay, this deserves this type of budget. Obviously, it's not a guarantee that it's going to be a good, just
but it's got to
kind
be
of
somewhat good with that much money. I mean,
I
even
think
like
it-
a
yeah, I
clown
think
like
that
me that
there's-
doesn't
yeah.
know nothing about shows.
You know how much
that's-
Jurassic World 2 cost to make?
I know, it's not unprecedented for something to have. John Carter, you ever heard of John Carter? Disney blockbuster cost $300 million.
But this is like a show.
It's the biggest loss ever.
But
Yeah,
like,
no, it is a show,
it's
obviously. So,
different.
and
Like, I feel like-
Amazon's been on a winning streak with their shows. So, everything that they've been releasing has been really,
I wonder,
really good.
Like,
There's no way they could James Dolan this. Like, just
I
throw
don't
the
think
money
they
and
will.
just let the product handle
No.
itself, and it
I
never
think
does.
that this is going to be done with a lot of care, especially coming off of the Hobbit movies.
It's
because
funny.
those were done strictly for profit.
it's funny because, like, obviously we talk about, like, with Game of Thrones and, like, maybe part of their, part of why, put a lot of resources into it was maybe looking at, like, Lord of the Rings. Maybe we could be the next Lord of the Rings, but on the television platform. And kind of, Lord of the Rings obviously opening up that medieval epic fantasy to the mainstream. And, allowing something like Game of Thrones, I think, to gain more popularity from the get-go. But, like, you wonder if Game of Thrones popularity on TV, seeing what HBO was able to do with that and the money they were able to put in that and the viewership that slowly, not slowly, like highly progressed over the seasons, gave Amazon, like, okay, we could do this on TV too now. We can afford to throw this money in, not only having the name Lord of the Rings, but seeing it work in a different platform.
I think just sorry to cut you off, Bo. Just Lord of the Rings alone, again, just to reiterate, is just going to pull money.
But like those movies,
No matter if it's good or bad.
They made a lot of money, but they didn't like blow away box office, like in terms of like what we see today. And obviously, I think with inflation, those numbers can be skewed a little bit and yada yada yada. But like, I don't know, what was the highest Lord of the Rings? Like 1.2 maybe, or am I thinking of something else?
Return of the King made 1.146.
Okay.
That's a lot of fucking
breaking $1
money
billion
on a
is good.
$94 million budget.
Like going back, Jurassic World, like 1.5, like they make like crazy amounts of money. So like, especially like early 2000s, that was a substantial box office haul. But it's
I mean, those budgets for those movies to look the way they still do is kind of unbelievable. Have you ever seen those, Nash?
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, I think you'd like them.
Yeah, I do.
I think you'd appreciate the craft.
There is a few people in my life that have like yelled at me, legitimately said like, "You're a fucking idiot, and I hope you die." For
you
not.
look like one of the main characters.
Who, the guy that play? Oh, is it Schmiegel?
Yeah, Aragon.
Schmiegel or the guy that plays Rudy? Or Elijah Wood?
I'm not going to specify. You just look like one of the main characters.
My faces. I nailed that.
No, you didn't. You never even seen the movies.
No, but my faces. No, that's not a good Schmiegel.
You sound like Adam Sandler doing a Schmiegel.
But the seat hurts my hiney. Ring ding. Just bounce off of Teddy's joke last week too. So that's he was doing the seagull laughing at that joke. Wow, I listened to the podcast.
Fucking loser.
It's weird.
Well, I support the boys. What the fuck? Because like if you weren't on any of the podcasts, Aaron, you wouldn't listen.
What do you mean?
Like let's say
I don't listen to us.
me. Let's say you don't listen.
No, because I'm here.
Well, no, I know I don't listen to myself. But if I'm not here. Let's
Okay,
say me,
yeah.
Bo, and Teddy did it. You're not listening.
Oh, yeah, you were. Okay, yeah, we did one with Teddy. Okay. I thought you were talking about the one you did first.
Oh, no. I'm saying but I'm just saying if me, Bo, and Teddy happen to do one, you're not listening to us. You ain't supporting the boys.
Yeah, I would.
Ugh, what a snow job that is.
What's going on? See what the topics are.
Snow job?
Yeah.
I watched, like, if I'm not on a
Your story.
video, like, and you do a review with Ted, I'll watch it.
Nice.
See what all the fuss is about.
What a crock of shit that is. Well, I guess we can get into the best part here, ladies and gentlemen, because we'll be drinking some soup out of the Lombardi Trophy right now.
Not everything has to be a soup pun.
But I like that one. That one.
The Stanley Cup would have been good. The Lombardi Trophy doesn't have any.
But no, we're drinking motherfucking soup.
But there's no hole to put this. There's no cup or bowl.
Are you sure about that?
The Lombardi Trophy is just a big stick with a football on it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Stanley Cup is what you're thinking of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but I was trying to go off the pun. I guess like the soup. I will drink out of the Super Bowl. Nerd soup Super Bowl.
Oh, you got me there.
All right. Yeah. All right. So I guess we're gonna preview. We're gonna preview the Super Bowl here and
Super Bowl.
Everybody,
Play a little
ladies and gentlemen,
football.
the big game, as we should say, before we get, I guess, into some lawsuit.
Yeah, I've got no notes on this, so I'm going to just
Okay, well,
close my laptop.
right now, I would like to just start off with, the lines on the games, Aaron.
Do you have the lines?
I do. I do have the lines right here.
The Rams have to be favored, right?
Yes, the Rams are favored by 4.
Okay.
So the Bengals are giving, and that line has up and down kind of moved.
I have it at 4.5.
You got it at 4. That's a beautiful spot to have it at 4. So
Depends who you got.
the Bengals. Take the Bengals with the points. That's how I'm going.
So you'd rather have it at 4.5 then?
No, I think 4 is beautiful.
Stop rocking.
But I'm saying
I would rather have it at 4.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay.
But I think that the spot at 4. Now, did you buy the points, as they would say, or
no,
that's just a natural
when
line
it was
that it
at
was
4.5.
Okay. All right. So this Super Bowl isn't really getting that much buzz if you really think about it. Now, I don't know if it's
We have a team that's from Cincinnati and one from LA that doesn't have fans on its own. Like, they left all their fans in St. Louis, and they're still trying to build that fan base in LA.
I can't remember a Super Bowl that has not had at least some oomph to it. I mean, you could sell the stars here. There's stars all over the place.
But like,
From Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, you can go Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp. How does that star power? Because you typically don't see like offensive superstars like that in one.
I mean, Jamar Chase, like, I don't think or Cooper Kupp, I don't think they're like.
Did you see the season Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase this year?
Yeah, Nash, I did. But like, like I'm saying, like, yeah, like football fans know them, but like football fans are gonna watch regardless. Like when you get the buzz, it's the general audience and like population. You're like, oh, the Super Bowl, let's watch. No one knows who Jamar Chase or Cooper Kupp is. They might know Odell from things outside of football, but like no one has the crossover appeal as Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, even Patrick Mahomes. Like it takes a little bit. Joe Burrow, I mean. Now everyone's talking about how cool he is and cool Joe and everything, but like 2 weeks ago, most people probably didn't even know Joe Burrow unless you watch football. So like, and Matthew Stafford has spent his fucking past 15 years of his career in suburbia, pretty much. So like,
basically purgatory of the NFL.
Like, I don't think
He kind of stinks.
Matt Stafford?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something like if there's a prop bet to take that he's going to throw an interception, take it and throw like your car on it.
Did you say he kind of stinks?
Yeah, he's very
Playing in the Super Bowl.
He's kind of shaky a little bit for me though. Watch
He just retired Tom Brady.
Yeah, but I mean it was more of
Brady just walking away.
yeah, yeah. No, there's something
Jimmy
about
Garoppolo.
like Stafford is good, but you always have that feeling that he's kind of gonna fuck up at one point.
He's a gunslinger. He's got a lot of fire in him.
Joe Burrow has that in him too.
Well, they said,
but he looks poised doing it.
He did like 3 picks in like 2 minutes earlier this season. But like, yeah, he's obviously, but I think both of them let it fly. And that's going to be, I think it's going to make for a very entertaining game. The only thing I'm like worried about or like would consider taking the Rams is just that offensive line, even though they played better, now you're going to have some the best player in the Super Bowl is Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
So, like, if he disrupts this game, and especially at this is why you got Von Miller, too. So, like, if that defensive line manhandles that O-line, it could get ugly fast for Joe Burrow.
I mean, but again, the Bengals' offensive line's atrocious, and they let up 9 sacks in that Titans game, and they still came away with a win.
Yeah, but
and like I said, but
you turn the ball over, and then you have fucking Ryan Tannehill slinging the rock. Now you have Matthew Stafford giving the Cooper Kupp and Odell.
You also have Derrick Henry. And a great offensive
coming
line.
Off of a
yeah, he did have
injury.
a steel plate in his foot.
Yeah.
But still. But I mean, again, like I said, when you look at it, Matthew Stafford is very shaky, man. And even in that Bucs game, it wasn't him fumbling, but you could see in his face that he was nervous. Like I don't know. Joe Burrow looks like he's been in the league for like 10 years and has already won 2 championships. The way this guy is like, his charisma, the way he's got like a Kobe mentality. If you really think about it, it's almost like
he's a cool customer, man.
Why are we still like the job ain't done yet? Like
how fast do you think people are going to turn on him?
Oh, if he wins, even faster than if he doesn't. But the turn is coming. It's inevitable. He's so cocky. He's arrogant.
So you think that this is going to go over the 49
Sports fans are the sickest people on earth. What was that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, they really are. They really are.
I just want a good game. Because I think we've seen... No, not even that. I just want like a good game because the Super Bowl has been unwatchable probably more times than it has been watchable in my lifetime.
I mean, the
We had a
Eagles-Patriots was
string.
probably like best one of recent memory.
Right. And last year, I guess it was cool because of the matchup, but even that game wasn't great. Patriots-Rams was maybe the worst sporting event I've ever witnessed in my life. So every Sunday I'm on Twitter, all I see is, this is the greatest game in the world. We created the greatest game. Well, don't
Chiefs-Bills
give me a
was-
stinker of a...
I'll tell you what, we've had 6 great games in a row. And it's just been getting better and better and better and better.
I truly feel that if there weren't as many commercials in the NFL, it wouldn't be as popular. And if there were more games, it wouldn't be as popular. But that's beside the point. A good point, though, about Aaron Donald being the best player, though, because it's normally always the quarterback. I mean, last year it was obviously Brady and Mahomes. I still think that it's so hard to call a defensive player the best player on your team because there's just the quarterback, just what the position is.
Yeah.
Just so much more important than everyone else. But give Donald credit. He got them to a bowl before Stafford got there. So it's not like he was close. He got pretty
Jared
close.
Goff.
Yeah, with Jared. And I was looking at Donald's career numbers, man. This is really the only thing he needs to solidify himself as in that GOAT conversation for defensive players, dude.
Yeah, he's already in the generational talent.
Yeah.
But if he gets that ring, man,
And you don't need it. Defenders are never held to the standards of QBs.
right.
I think it helps Lawrence
But-
Taylor.
No, yeah, it does. Even Ray Lewis. I think, you give Ray Lewis more credit for... I would give him more credit than Flacco for the second one, too. Just because of the way he anchored the defense. He was just such a great leader. I think it would be big for Donald. I'd like to see Odell play well, obviously, former Giant.
I saw that Aaron Donald's a plus 2,000 to win MVP.
I feel like everyone's going to take that.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen.
But it's good value. That's great value right there.
So it's 100 to win 2,000?
Yes.
I would look at the receivers because when we've seen when it's not a quarterback,
Damn.
it's usually a receiver.
Yeah, and I
Julian
can see-
Edelman's of the world, I think. Like
Bengals have a big game. Maybe Jamar Chase. Maybe he goes crazy.
I don't see any of the running backs taking over. Yeah, like Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, long shots. Maybe you can look defensive. Aaron Donald has a couple of game-stopping plays, maybe like game-changing plays. Being that name, Aaron Donald too, helps a lot when it comes to like it's kind of subjective because you could pick usually like 2 or 3 MVPs from each game.
Right.
Like if Stafford throws for 300 and 3 TDs, and Cooper Kupp has 2 of those TDs and 150 yards, like you can pick either one at that point.
I could see that. Co-MVPs. I think that's definitely a chance with Stafford and Kupp.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Mixon, maybe outside shot if you want to go like a non-quarterback position. But like the safest way to go is who do you think is going to win? Pick that quarterback.
Yeah.
Well,
Or Donald. Because,
Yeah, I'd probably throw
like the only way the Bengals are winning this game is I think if Burrow just goes crazy. I think
he's got the weapons to do it, man.
I think that there's a chance the Rams could stomp them out. But I think maybe if it's like 2 out of 10 matchups between these two teams, the Bengals win. I think Burrow's got like that type of performance in him.
want to get like like not risky if you only put a couple bucks on it. Maybe like you can go secondary receiver on the Bengals because if they want to shut down Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Oh my
but like,
God, you're going real risky.
well, that's
What's
what
that? Like usually MVP up to like $5 and there's just a bunch of different people.
see the
One of
Let's
them's
listen
gotta
to this
win.
right now. Just fucking.
oh yeah, he's taking down notes
House
and
on
everything.
T. Higgins.
So that's the big like discussion on what they should do with the weapons that the Bengals have. How should they? Because you have arguably the best cornerback in the league with Jalen Ramsey. Now, do you do just single coverage on T. Higgins and double Jamar Chase with the other corners, or do you flip flop it? Do you just have Jalen Ramsey go 1-on-1 with Jamar Chase and then double T. Higgins?
That's another thing. If it's like a
Because they could bring in 4 and probably still get the Burrow in plenty of time.
right
Because that offensive line, they got like 2 second stringers on the offensive line.
I don't know. It's gonna be. I think this is just a bad matchup for the Bengals. And as much as like it would be cool to see Joe Burrow win, I think Stafford. I want to see him get it done, and I just think they're an overall better team. They've been there before. I know not a lot of the same players, but coaching staff, McVay, his second time there, kind of knows the situation, especially in a game where his last Super Bowl, his offense just got embarrassed.
Yeah.
I think he's bringing out all the stops. I think they're gonna actually. I like the over, and I like
49.5.
49.5.
You like
I
the
like
over?
the over, yeah.
I could see this being like a high-scoring game. like a 31-28 type of thing. Because I'm going to take the Bengals with the points, and I think that they're going to keep. It's going to come down to whoever has the ball.
Bengals?
I'm taking them with the points. I think the Rams are going to win, but I mean, it's going to be. I believe it's going to be like a 31-28 game. And it's going to be whoever comes down. It's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. That's how much of a shootout it's going to be. It's all about playing the clock. Now,
I think Burrow's going to win this game. I would
love to see it though.
I don't know why, but he's just made of the stuff. And I think I'm a Matt Stafford apologist. Obviously, he was in Detroit for a long time. Can't do much there, but big game. I don't know why. I just feel like I got to ride with
Played
Burrow.
Very well this playoffs.
He's a big game baller.
Maybe
man.
he's due.
He's got that Jeter in him, where it's you stand back in the pocket. Yeah, it's just that composure, naturally clutch. Nothing phases him, so I think that'd be awesome to see.
But you look on the other side, like Stafford, he looks like he's shitting his pants. He looks very shaky, man. He looks very shaky.
Where it was good that the Rams got so ahead of the Bucs, but if if it's a tight game, he needs to maybe do a fourth quarter, comeback. I would be a little nervous as a Rams fan. I don't know.
He does have a lot of fourth quarter comebacks, but at the same time, this is a different creature. It's the playoffs, and this is
Who's Stafford?
Yeah.
Well,
in the regular season,
if you're playing the Lions, you're down most fourth quarters, so something's got to give.
Yeah, right.
But even this year, they had that. They obviously had that skid in the beginning of the year, didn't the Rams? Didn't they?
They started off well, then they struggled against better teams,
right?
But
obviously they're in the Super Bowl now, so
I think it's gonna be. I like the Rams. I think they cover too. I think the most likely outcome. Anything can happen any given Sunday, right? Anything
that's football, Susan.
The most likely outcome. I think Burrow doesn't. I'm not gonna say he doesn't show up, but I think he's under a ton of pressure. He's going to try to be resilient and fight through it, but I don't think he'll be able to overcome. And I think the Rams at this point they have so much offensive firepower. I think it can be similar to the Bucs game where they do go up big and the Bengals kind of fight their way back, but at the end of the day, they just don't get it done. Don't get it done.
Now give me a final.
Dude, you see that guy who got both championship game scores correct?
Yeah, ridiculous.
It doesn't seem like, that's not that hard. You know how hard that is?
Yeah. I mean, that's your future teller.
Why can't shit like that happen for me?
But just try it. You could do it for $1 and still probably win $100,000.
Yeah, that's kind of weak change, though.
Oh shit, my bad, dog. So give me a final here.
I don't know. I feel like 31-20.
31-20. Okay.
I'm going 41-31.
Whoa!
Because that's what I want that to happen.
You have a Compton shootout.
Bengals.
Wow. And the Bengals come up on top by 10?
By 10.
I like it. They might have the best kicker in the league, by the way.
So if they go up, it's going to be
McPherson? Yeah, he is nasty.
It's going to be 24-6. But then the Bengals are going to start to creep back. And
roar back.
The Rams just get one at the end.
See what I did there? The Bengals are going to roar back? Okay. Just also one other point I want to make, that a very underrated injury here to watch is CJ
TJ Houshmandzadeh?
CJ Uzomah. Very underrated injury is CJ Uzomah. I actually heard on the radio today a staggering stat that Joe Burrow has completed 80% of the passes that he has passed to CJ Uzomah's way. And he's a big-time red zone target.
Yeah.
See, if he's healthy, I'm taking him first touchdown.
I was looking at odds. I have Odell first touchdown, Joe Mixon last touchdown parlay.
Wow. How much? Or do you not want to touch the money?
It wasn't even that much, but the odds are pretty cool. And I have Joe Burrow over rushing yards, because I feel like that man's going to be running for his life. So
we're going to go to fan questions. Cue that shit. Cue that music right now.
That's for the fan to decide.
Yay! People, you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
Now, are you going to read the questions?
Yeah, I took them on Instagram. So
okay, yeah. So
I consider giving you the password, but then I was like,
no.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. Maybe.
No.
Maybe one day.
Because then my leaked sex tape might drop,
Ew.
Like Nelly. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I saw it.
No, yeah. Just send me that link.
Oh, that's disgusting. Let me see that.
Ever played that to the Roku? This question here from Mitchie. What's up, Mitch?
What's up, Mitch?
Harden Simmons, thoughts? Who won this trade?
The Nets.
Yeah, the Nets definitely did. But I'll tell you what, I think both teams got exactly what they needed. 76ers needed playmaking and another score, significant score. Nets needed bigs and defense. I think it works out for both teams. Now let's see who could stay healthy.
I think Ben Simmons fits with that team very well.
Oh,
Better
yeah.
than people like everyone's clowning on Ben Simmons, but like I feel like that's just the type of player they need. And especially even getting some help down low with Drummond, like he's not
Plays his role. He's a good rebounder.
Yeah.
You know?
And even having some shooting with like Curry, like you got like three pieces that help championship teams,
Yeah.
especially if you have
Play your role.
KD. You know, it's a big if KD and Kyrie both healthy and playing in the playoffs. But if everything works out perfectly, which rarely it does, that could be a good deal. And a little two first round pick sprinkle.
Yeah, and they were trying to move that, but I don't think they did before the deadline. And also, not to get so much into this, but to have three scorers, you know, like basketball is all about role players, players playing their role. Look how Golden State plays it so well. Klay Thompson
Bucks.
and the Bucks.
Miami.
Yeah, you know, you're not asking three guys, and who gets the final shot? The Eagles that come in. Ben Simmons is going to come in. He's going to guard the best player, even though Durant is a phenomenal defender. He doesn't want to waste energy offensively. Ben Simmons, I think, will understand that. Great rebounder, spreads the floor, going downhill is unbelievable. I think this trade, actually, I would say that the Nets probably won this trade, but I
think it is as close as a win-win as you can get.
Yes.
Simmons was never coming back to Philly. Now you have James Harden.
And now Harden and Embiid, I mean, that's going to be a lethal little pick and roll or nice 1-2 duo there.
But Harden, he's just, especially this year with the way they're calling fouls differently, I don't think he's just, I don't know. It's tough to say because like you don't know if he's motivated or was motivated, but if he is, as he returned back to that crazy player he was in Houston a few years back before he wanted to get traded.
Well, he's back with his boy, Daryl Morey. And Daryl Morey basically let him run around like a fat kid at a buffet. So
yeah, he doesn't have to shoulder the load. That was his whole thing with coming to Brooklyn. He didn't want to carry teams anymore. He played better in January. He's obviously not in the shape that he was in Houston.
Oh, no.
Back in 2018, 2019 when they were truly competing for championships. But I think if you're Philadelphia, I don't know if you're going to get anything better than this. I mean, I suggested Ben Simmons for LeBron straight up because if you're the Lakers, you're not winning shit. You might as well blow it up, get a young piece. But now you have James Harden. So you have addition.
I literally
your
just
team's
got my LeBron Lakers jersey, so if he gets traded, I'll fucking...
Did you get that from Caesars?
What?
The Caesars? How'd you get that?
I bet the NBA.
Yeah, so did
won.
I. And I opted in and everything. We'll talk about that off air.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
This question here from Tia Cumber. Do you agree with Jimmy Kimmel's comments regarding No Way Home and Don't Look Up? Did you guys hear these comments?
I did not. If you
He
could
opened his monologue and he mentioned that No Way Home deserved the Best Picture nomination over Don't Look Up, and that
Fuck yeah.
Best Picture movies, whoever said they had to be serious. I don't know why he's bringing that up when it comes to Don't Look Up. It's not very serious.
Right.
But-
Yeah, it's a weird comp. But like even when I tweeted about it, like I was kind of being like a little facetious, but like compared to Don't Look Up, obviously before Spider-Man, I would have a handful of different films, but if you want to compare the two apples to apples, then yeah, why not?
Yeah, I like the. I actually.
Did you watch Don't Look Up?
I did.
Did you like it?
I hate. I did. It was. We
But it
keep
wasn't a
using this
move-
mid. It was very mid. I thought it was going to be a lot better than what it was, and I hate to use Aaron's phrase here, but what was it trying to be?
Yeah.
Was it trying to be funny? Was it trying to be?
I never use that phrase. You use it for me.
No, but you kind of imply it a little
No,
bit.
because you'll be like, oh, what movie? Like, I'll see a movie, be like, oh, how was the movie? And I'd be like, I don't know. You'd be like, oh, you don't know what it was trying to be?
No, but
Like, I never say it. You say it.
No, you said it on the podcast before.
Maybe once, but like,
No,
it's not like my
multiple
catchphrase.
times.
It's not my.
That's your go-to. That's like
what's-
grab your motherfucking spoons. That's it. What is it trying to be? We'll get
never
the T-shirts made up.
I mean, I've been arguing for movies like No Way Home to be nominated for Best Picture for years. The biggest snub of all time will always be The Dark Knight. That's why they made the change from 5 to 10. But when when it comes to this argument, Jimmy Kimmel opened his monologue by taking a shot at the power of the dog, making the same joke that he made when he hosts the Oscars. 12 nominations for every one person that watched it. You're so fucking funny, company man. Are you really this depressed over No Way Home, or is it just because you work for Disney? I guess it's Sony too, but whatever.
I think
You don't
it's
like Kimmel?
Actually,
Kimmel's boring.
I like Kimmel.
What
Are
was
you
the
a
last-
Fallon guy?
You like Kimmel?
Compared to what else we have,
Yeah, just say you don't like any of them.
Seth Green is actually pretty good. I don't like
Seth Green.
I didn't even know he had a show. You have a late night show, Seth Green?
Seth Meyers.
Oh,
I was like, wait a minute. Just random comedian.
after Robot Chicken?
Seth Meyers is okay.
Well, some
I
episodes
never
of
watch
Robot
him.
Chicken.
I just go based off of the clips that other people post on Twitter. I've always liked Al Kimmel is fine, but like
He was funny on
it's kind of
Curb.
like what Seth Rogen said. Did you see about that? You hear about that?
Yeah, no, that's really my take on the Academy Awards. And everyone's like, oh, what if you're nominated for the Spielberg movie? But
It's funny how Hollywood makes fun of Hollywood. It always blows my mind.
listen, the Academy Awards have always been there. Listen, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be subjective when it comes to art. But it's to recognize what critics feel, what the Academy feels to be the best movies of the year. The only reason we take it so seriously is because that's what people do. We obviously don't do the same thing for the Golden Globes because they're a bit more tacky. They're not as prestigious. Not everyone shows up in a tuxedo. It's not like these other award shows where everyone's kind of having a good time. I don't know why the Oscars are super serious, but that's just how it is. So, but when Rogan says I don't really give a fuck, yeah, he's not the first person to be like that.
Just real quick, did you guys see about the Oscars, how the people don't have to wear masks that are exclusively coming, but their employees have to wear masks?
Someone was like, "Who's the one who's not vaccinated? Like, which star coming?" I think especially in Hollywood, there are
Judi
definitely people who just haven't and refuse, but just not known to the public.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
not like
But if it
Leonardo-
hasn't impacted them,
Yeah.
we're never going to hear about it.
So like,
We hear about Black Panther all the time because of Letitia Wright not being vaccinated
right?
and fucking up their production. But if you're shooting a movie in a place where you don't need to be vaccinated, or if the studio doesn't care, those mask rules are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't even.
No, but that rule
even know what I'm
specifically, if
supposed
you're
to do
telling one
anymore.
group to wear masks, but the other group,
Yeah.
so what? The waiters and the waitresses can spread COVID more easily?
Yeah.
Right.
Just give me a break.
I think like I'm just where I'm at now. It's like I agree, but I just don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore. And there's so many contradictions within different laws and requirements that it's like have a set fucking standard or don't. Like, let me just tell me what to do.
Let's get Fauci on the dial.
No, let's not do that. Let's just go to the next question. This question here from Friday Quiroz. Thoughts on TikTok boom? Tick boom. I always say TikTok. / movie
That's actually a
musicals that came
documentary.
out in 2021. Say that again?
That was a documentary at Sundance.
Yes, it was. Tick Boom was a movie that I didn't love as much as other people. I found it to be kind of annoying at times, but Garfield was good in it.
You're annoying at times.
I've been told.
It's not true.
I really liked it.
Thank you.
The song's still stuck in my
Been
head.
told opposite.
3090. It's a good song.
Recite it word for word right now.
Stop the clock. That's all I know. I know like the chorus part. It's a catchy. It's one of those like you can do.
Another
You're
genre of
making me
movies
hate.
I hate.
I'm going to knock off a half a star on Letterboxd.
Another genre of movies I hate is fucking musicals.
I'd like a good
Of
musical.
course.
I hate music.
I don't know how I never knew that about you, but I should have.
And fucking tap dancing with like a hat. Yeah,
No,
I can picture it like that.
I think it was like, I think definitely over Don't Look Up in terms of like if it should have been nominated. But I think Andrew Garfield definitely was fantastic in that film, and I think his nomination is well earned. What was the rest of the question? It was like, what was other
Just
musicals?
musicals in 2021. It was a good year. In the Heights,
Yeah, that's
TikTok. That's a documentary. Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah.
West Side Story.
I'll tell you
I
what.
think the musical, like, it always gets like an eye roll from people. Like not like a negative thing.
No,
like
I
you,
understand.
but like general movie audience, like, oh, I don't want to go see
Yeah,
a fucking
No,
musical.
it's one of those genres. It's like a horror. It's like superhero movies. There's just going to be a group that hates them.
Because
You
it's
either
always
like musicals or you don't.
but it's
The little
all
girl
the
from-
same shit.
The girl from Scream talking about elevated horror.
Yes.
It's like, I like the elevated musical.
I think musicals could pound sand.
Maybe
Do
I
a
don't
little
know what
fucking
that
dance on the
means.
beach and then go drown yourself in the water.
It's like it's one of the original like art forms.
That'd be
in
great
terms
musical.
of like what?
Everybody dances into the ocean and drowns. And try fucking singing underwater.
Jim Jones, the musical? You want Joseph Gordon-Levitt to...
Yeah. Everybody just
Hey,
start
all you
tap
people.
dancing. Oh, you people.
Won't
I just
you
like
listen
the,
to me?
Try singing with the Kool-Aid in your mouth.
They're gonna get a lot of them, a lot more. Lin-Manuel about to win his EGOT, so he's gonna be on a lot of studios' radar. He's gonna keep pumping him out until the end of time.
Get
Very-
fucked.
Okay.
This question here from Tristan Lee. What are y'all's thoughts on the halftime show? Excited? Hell yeah. Finally, bringing back real music.
Yeah, I mean,
Da-da-da-da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G.
That's just gonna be like that's just like that.
In LA too, man. It's perfect.
Just that fucking like those piano keys. Like you remember like when they slow it down and speed it up. Like I hope they do something like that where they really fucking build up to that.
I mean, you got star power, so I'm interested to see
fuck
how
yeah.
if it's going to be like going back and forth, like a cypher type of performance. Like M does one track, and then maybe he does a track with Kendrick, and that leads into a Kendrick solo, and then
'cause you
Kendrick
have
does a song with Snoop, and then
what do you have? 5 different like mega stars with
it's
real
Dre,
love.
Snoop, M, Kendrick, and Mary J. Blige, right?
right, yeah.
I'm
So like you have
talking
like
about that real love.
on
I'm
their
pumped for
own,
Mary
and you can
J.
make an argument for on their own, like them making their own show. But now you take
Right.
all of them and like just pick from their best of their discographies or their song selections, and like you have so much to go for, and songs that everyone knows and can go fucking crazy to. I think the problem with that is like when you have like Katy Perry. Nothing against Katy Perry, but like
Her boobs sell the show.
no, the Sharks sold the show. But it's like not every song you play is gonna be like a fucking banger.
That shark is still funny.
I completely forgot about the shark.
Yeah.
Wow.
That image is just burned in my head of that shark.
That shark was pretty badass. Just real quick, opening song.
It's an ancient meme. Oh,
What are they gonna open up with?
Yeah.
Hi, my name is...
What?
I could see that. I actually don't hate that.
I got gin and juice.
What about like Stan? Just get everyone real depressed.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go real weird with it.
Featuring Kanye. Last minute performance.
go dead wrong. And get a hologram of Biggie Smalls.
Dead
The
Wrong.
surprise.
Dead Wrong always reminds me of you playing that for your dad on a Sunday. And he was like, "Aunt, I'm going to church today."
Slick. I can't even imagine Slick going to church anymore.
Oh, he's falling out with God?
Oh yeah, they're in a little
They're in a rough patch?
custody battle.
Over who?
What has your dad been doing with
Don't call yourself Jesus.
I'm Jesus? This question here from Hale16. More of a me question. Demon Slayer review, season 2, no misses. Dude, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan's been so good, but what Demon
That's what
Slayer's
people are
doing,
saying, like both of them at the same time.
it's like similar to Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones running at the same time. The main villain for Demon Slayer has GOAT potential, and he looks like Michael Jackson. Pretty funny. This question here from Kalo Renz. Is it just me, or was the biggest snub actually French Dispatch not getting production design? Yeah, I mean, for them to not get, like I said, Wes Anderson normally gets writing.
Did Buster Scruggs get anything? 'Cause I'm trying to think back at like other anthology type pictures that could have got
Could
nominated
look it up.
or didn't. Because maybe that hurt it a little because it wasn't like a traditional feature. It was split up, but I don't see that being a
I also
huge
don't
issue.
think it was,
Especially something like production design. I don't think you really look at that. Maybe like best picture.
But to have like 3 different stories in the outfits that they have all across and just
Scruggs got costume design, best original song,
Okay.
and adapted screenplay.
Oh, so yeah, it's a big one. Like
And it has my boy Tim Blake Nelson in it. So
that's true. Yeah, that's probably.
broken
that can
song.
tip the scales.
You guys
No
ever
Tim
see
Blake Nelson in French Dispatch.
You guys
No.
ever see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I
Yeah.
guess that's like
I don't like that movie.
really?
Yeah,
Love that movie.
It's one of the few Coen Brother movies that I don't like.
It's a Socket Bottom Boys.
That movie is such a Coen Brothers movie.
It's a great movie.
We didn't talk. Oh wait, Tragedy Macbeth didn't get what it got. Just Denzel, right? And cinematography.
Denzel and cinematography.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised Frances McDormand. I thought she was just as good. I
Right.
would have put Macbeth over Don't Look Up for Best Picture.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated that at all.
Yeah.
Fucking British people. I just realized how fucking out of context. No, I mean, it's not all British people, but
Americans in 1776.
I saw a few British people on Twitter. Like, oh, Denzel's never been nominated for a BAFTA. The Academy is just like basically like they just gifted it to him because he never gets BAFTA nominations. Like, yeah, because you know why? Denzel, mostly the movies he makes are The Equalizer. It doesn't mean that he's not a good actor, but he's not. The Equalizer 2 isn't going to be nominated for a fucking BAFTA.
And why shouldn't it though?
That's no. I didn't want to take it there, but you're brave.
Yeah,
braver than me. All I just want to say is Denzel's good.
He is.
You British. And everything I've said about the British on this
you could
pile.
shit on the British.
Yeah, no, you can't. It doesn't matter.
They're like Italians. Yeah. For some reason, you could do an Italian Mamma Mia thing, and it's fucking.
No, but you can't. You can shit on American Italians, but not.
They're
actual
Italians? They're
Italians?
actual Italians? What's Teddy then? Yeah.
Oh, Italy's beast.
That opened up a thing in my brain I haven't thought about in a while.
Is that an old nickname for Teddy?
That was his screen name.
It's so funny. The other day, Manny goes, Teddy strikes me as that Italian guy that knows nothing about Italy.
Heritage.
Yeah. But
Italy's
he claims
beast.
Italian for everything.
Well, it's like you ever run into...
Yeah. He roots for Italy every World Cup.
Yeah, and every time he signed on, it was the Sims things. Kahuna!
Ted.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Some shit just doesn't change, man. Some shit doesn't change.
But it's like
he's gonna
after,
be passing
like-
that off to a kid.
Yeah. But I feel like the Brits are fair game.
No, the Brits are 100% fair.
Americans are fair game, and they're worse than us. They've been doing this shit for much longer than we have. They did it to us.
The Brits get
then we were like,
massacred every day on Twitter.
Nah. Well, they did it to the natives, and then we kind of...
Cheerio.
Anyway.
I mean,
Bloody hell, you bloody wicked.
Yeah,
My
and they have
accents are
weird
great.
names for things. They put peas on their french fries. Beans for breakfast. Wild.
Prime Minister. That's actually fresh. I think we should
I
change
named
that.
like three of like the least...
It's a great name, rather than president.
Three of the
Prime
most
Minister.
harmless things they've done.
I know, yeah, of all the atrocities that they've committed throughout history.
Beans on
You're
their...
like, their breakfast
their breakfast
is a
sucks.
joke.
I feel like when you think of British people, it's either like James Bond or like Tiny Tim. Even though like that's Tiny Tim's like American.
No, I always think of the Family Guy, British guy.
Wait, is Tiny Tim Scrooge American or British?
No,
Tiny-
Scrooge is American.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is Tiny Tim from Scrooge?
When you said Tiny Tim, I automatically was thinking of the singer. Oh, tiptoe through the... I don't know. I was like, he's not from England. But I just always think of Buzz Killington for some reason.
No, Tiny Tim is in the Christmas Carol. So it can't be British. What did you say? Yeah,
Buzz Killington reminds me. And then...
Story about a bridge.
And, yeah, that and the British porn.
What do you think of... who would you say they think of like when people think of Americans?
Cowboys.
Fat.
Cowboys?
No, not the football team.
I
Actual
know you
Cowboys.
think of Cowboys.
Yeah, what are you saying? The cowboy stereotype is not the biggest export of American stereotypes? Go watch any foreign show where there's an American in it. Howdy, y'all. I'm the American character. Every anime in which there's an American. Howdy, y'all. Kingsman.
Interesting.
What did they do when they went to the Kingsman in America? They were in Kentucky making bourbon.
See, but that's because here that's the no land zone. You got the East
Right,
Coast and the West
flyover
Coast.
country.
Yeah, the flyover
But
country.
it's still Texas. So, like, there's the meme. If you hand a European a map of America, what is it? It's the middle is yeehaw, and the right is New York, and the left is California.
All right, I can see that. I would just think that everyone thinks we're fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, fat, making our bourbon.
Fat,
Eating
fast food,
jerky.
gas.
Yeah, it's that or the three big one are the Texas cowboy.
Does everyone hate us?
Yes.
New York is the most hated state on the internet by far.
Fuck them. It's the world against
No, like
us.
the world hates us.
Fuck them. It's the world against us then.
Well, that's also overrated because those other countries got problems too. Let's not all pin this on America.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has problems, but like...
I'd be fucking lucky to come to New York.
The amount, dude, it's like every day someone just dumping on New York for no reason.
New York City kind of
Politicians hate New York.
I feel like England, they love to make the school shooter joke on us.
They do love the school
That's
shooting
their,
joke. That's
like,
their
go-to.
go-to. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Valid.
yeah.
But I feel like, back off.
Yeah, but their breakfasts are
Yeah. It's like,
Let's weigh the...
Boy, what you eating over there?
All right, it's probably a good place to end it.
Yeah,
what do you
we'll
think,
end it
Ash?
here. Yeah. Sorry to the British people and the rest of the world, but fuck you as well.
no, I'm sure they're good people. Like, I'm sure there's some nice people
Yeah,
in
fine
Britain.
people. Fine
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I guess
They got
we don't
sick accents. Just fix your breakfast.
All right, well, thank you for listening, everybody. I hope that you're full off this soup, and I did that just to piss off Aaron because I know that I'm making a soup reference, but
I still think they're planning to come back at us. They're trying to play the fake ally. Like, once we get too comfortable, they're coming back. Revolutionary War Part 3.
you think so?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it.
All right. Well, I guess until then, people, until the British attack us, thank you for letting me host again, guys. I appreciate it. I stumbled and bumbled and did all the good stuff, but
No one calls like I've seen it. Like I'm a fucking, like, can tell the future.
Wait, what happened?
I was
About
like,
the British.
I was like, yeah, they're coming. I've seen it.
Yeah, what the hell? Who do you think you are?
Paul Revere over here. All right, let's deal with Paul Revere.
He saved us, man.
Fuck him. Still British.
Damn, we were making some good points in that video. Hey guys, Aaron the Nerd Suit Monkey here. Before we end this video, I want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon supporters. What can I say about you guys that I haven't already said about myself? You are the most important part of the channel and the main reason we keep going strong. Like Bo says, you keep the lights on in the fridge so the fridge is full. Or something like that. So, from everyone here at Nerd Soup, I'd like to thank you guys for your continued support. If you're interested in joining the ranks of our Patreon supporters, head over to patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out the rewards we offer to our patrons. We recently dropped some new stickers for you guys to check out, or you could choose a tier that will allow you to select a movie, show, or video game for us to review. We've got a full slate of fan-suggested reviews coming your way, and we're really excited about the chance to review some of those movies and shows. We've also got t-shirts, mugs, behind-the-scenes videos showing how we bring our videos to life. And once again, thank you to all our Patreon pledgers who have been supporting us throughout the years. Without you, we wouldn't be able to convert all your pledges into cryptocurrency, so thank you from my future self for making us rich.